Let's call the meeting to order, please. Today is Tuesday. It's August 23rd. We're here for our regular council meeting. We're going to stand for invocation, followed by the pledge of allegiance. Brother Clint.
Father, we thank you again for this day, and we thank you for your love and all your blessings. We thank you for this beautiful country, this nation we live in that you've blessed, and we thank you for our city. We just ask you to be with us today. Grace us with your presence, and God help us to be quick to listen, slow to anger, slow to speak, and let every decision be ordained of you. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, call the roll, please.
Mayor Paffey?
Here.
Mr. Pollard?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Welling?
Here.
Mr. Wolf?
Here. Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda. Well, before we start the agenda, I just want to recognize that last week we lost David Miller. He had served us on the council for at least one, maybe two terms. They've been here for a long time, and we just want to recognize his loss. And if you know Miss Shirley, maybe you can speak to her. Excuse me. Citizens' comments is next. I think everyone that I recognize here knows the protocol, so the floor is open.
Good morning, Council. I want to say that social media is a big thing for our city, keeping people informed, and our actual city web page, or Facebook page, has a lot of followers. I don't know if y'all can cite 200,000, something like that. My concern is that we are not using that for every way we can inform citizens, such as the budget meetings. I have not seen anything about the budget meetings on social media, and I think that's a great way to reach our citizens. So I would ask that those start being posted so that the citizens are aware and can come. Thank you.
Hey, I'm just talking about Oleander Avenue on behind Killer Secret, and I know this has been brought up multiple times by other people. I live behind there. I live in the second house on 830, and I've been there a year and a half. And sometimes it's difficult to even leave the property because either Killer, their space is not defined. It's just a big parking lot full of impervious gravel that washes back to us. And we've dug out the road and tried to divert the water and so forth when it rains. The reality is the renters in the units don't know the definition of that road, so they park directly forward most of the time in front of their rental. And then patrons of Killer Seafood will park continuously across Oleander. So no one knows where Oleander is, or even if it is a road. So I had y'all put up a stop sign, and so now there's a sign that says Oleander Avenue, and there's a stop sign. I don't know if it does any good or not. I have pictures on my phone of the road being completely blocked multiple times. In fact, this morning I took another picture where the renters are parked directly forward, and then luckily today, the Killer's not open, but on Wednesday or Thursday or any other day, it would be blocked. It would be completely blocked. The road's blocked. That's one factor. The other factors is the fact that it's just a gravel road, and I know cost is a big thing. But I've watched almost every road in Mexico Beach get paved. Matter of fact, Oleander on the other side of the big building that I don't know the name of was paved all the way down. But 9th Street and Oleander was not paved. And I know that y'all have done engineering on Oleander, paid for it, and seen exactly what needs to be done. And the budget was something about get that work done. I did some research and that seems kind of extreme, but I understand, y'all working with DOT and whatnot and getting things done correctly. I just want to point out that the roads being neglected, you can't, if you stood on that road, I have plenty of pictures if you want to see them. There's no definition of that road. I think patrons of Killer Seafood just see it as a parking lot and drive through it, whatnot. And I'm not sure what to do about it. I know that Tommy and I have talked about maybe putting up some sort of 6x6s or 8x8s across there and giving access to the road from the parking lot of Killer and so forth, just to define it, somehow define it temporarily until y'all have the budget to actually make that road presentable later down the road. So the runoff is a problem. The paving would be really nice, but just gravel would be nice. It's washed out. There's the one property in the middle, there's 6 units. The one third over is just a foundation, and it's washed out all the way through the right of way, basically to the edge of the road if you were to do a survey. And to me, it's particularly dangerous. I think if you drove through there, I've seen a lot go on over there in the last year and a half, and I will be there another year because we're building a house here, and it's just a mess over there. I mean, I've been riding my bicycles with my wife around this entire town, and I would say it's one of the worst neglected spots when it comes to DOT. Let's see here. That's about all I got.
Your name and.
Tim McLaughlin, I'm sorry.
Yeah, for the record, so Tim?
Tim McLaughlin. McLaughlin, McLoughlin.
Okay, and we're aware of it.
Yes, sir. We've spoken to him, and we're coming up with a plan, just like you mentioned about separating the road. It would be nice to have it paved or to get cleaned up over in that area.
But we're aware of it,
Yes,
we got some.
yes, sir. Tommy and I have been working on a plan with him and the other residents.
Thank you, Tim. Anything else?
Like I said, I've been there. I've been going to that house since 1999. And when the hurricane took the building away, that was a bakery before that, or whatever. That was much more forward. And now that they've put their trailer as far back as they can on that piece of property, it's actually made it worse.
Sounds like we got some plans to try to help you out.
Cool. Great. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Anyone else?
Jerry Wallace, 418 Arizona. Couple of things. One, it seems that it's about nearly 4 years after the storm. It's time to clean up buildings that are falling down. And on 27th Street North, they've got blocks sitting on the roof, and it looks terrible. And I just think it would help the looks of the city a great deal if that was either demolished or cleaned up and opened up. They did this a couple of years ago in Panama City, and it really helped the looks of their place over there. And the other thing is, I'd like to know for sure, are we doing anything about people mowing their yards? And I think there is something that the city is putting out to people, but I don't really know what it is, and we don't ever, none of us ever see that. And I think it's either, 11 feet, 11 inches, or 12 inches, or something like that. So what it says in the rules and regulations, that I'd like to see some concern. That's all.
Anyone else? I want to comment. Social media. I'd like an explanation. Ms. Miller, Dr. Miller, I want to ask you something about that. What do you reference? I'm just
What I'm
curious.
referencing?
Yeah.
The
What kind of
city-
social media?
The city has a has a Facebook page. They do. And Mr. Baker is very good about posting tons of things on there. Tons of things. He keeps us informed about some things that we
Okay,
probably
but I'm
not.
just trying to get what are you saying that we aren't doing?
What you're not doing is not really putting some of the really super important stuff. I think it's not being
It's on
very
our Facebook, it's on
transparent.
our website though.
Right, have you thought about the citizens that may not know how to find all that stuff on the website? Because it's kind of hidden in there.
There's a lot of,
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of it's hidden.
okay, I'm just a little confused. I thought we did that. I thought we
No.
had a website,
We do.
people go to it, they use it.
Have a website, and
A
you
lot of
also
people
have
don't have
a
social media.
Exactly, so if we use
So
both,
if we use our website,
if we use both, more citizens are informed, there's no transparency other than just what Mr. Baker wants to put on.
well, how do we do
what-
that? Just,
what
I want
the citizens
to sort of get to, what do we advertise our meetings on?
Our city website page.
Our website, official website page.
Sorry, I didn't get it. Yes.
Okay. So we do that. We put that out there. Okay. I'm just was confused myself. Thank you. All right. Anybody else? Citizen comments? Moving on. Consent agenda. We have one set of minutes from August 9th. Is there a motion? First of all, if there's no corrections or additions, do we have a motion to accept by consent?
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Okay. We have a motion to second. Any opposition? No corrections. Okay. We made one. And that's in the number 7 where it says funding agreement. We added in there for the playground equipment, just to identify what it is. Motion carries 5-0 with that one addition. All right, moving to the regular agenda. Doug, you handled it.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Mayor, council members. Today we have our Employee of the Month presentation, and we're lucky enough to have 2 presenters here to present our Employee of the Month. So we have this employee that's nominated this time is split between a couple different departments, but today I have Glenn Davis and Sandy Walker to come up to make the presentation, please. They're trying to see who wants to come up and talk to us.
Morning, everybody.
There you go.
Well, that won't be Glenn.
It starts already. How's that about harassment already? I'm not sure why I'm actually leading off on this, but the most important thing is that Vanessa has one Employee of the Month. So Vanessa, please come up here. For those of you who might not know Vanessa, she sits inside the window on the left-hand side of City Hall and takes and deals with every single question there might be in City Hall. She also takes your money quite happily. And she does it all with a smile. She's extremely helpful, and I couldn't do without her in the harbour master side of things. She has basically helped the city grow the new website and so on and so forth, along with Julie as well, but getting the whole thing online, making the whole thing run smoothly. So she really has been an asset to me as far as the harbour master is concerned, and I know she is a phenomenal help to this gentleman beside me who's going to say some words now in a moment. But I would just like to thank you on behalf of the city, the citizens of the city, for your hard work. And there is a day off on this, and any Saturday will do.
Vanessa is a tremendous asset. She got on board. She's a team player. She helps with anything. And we're blessed to have her. She is the face of Mexico Beach when you come to this window, so it's a lot better than having somebody like the chief for me there.
Amen. Thank you, Vanessa.
I just want to say thank you so much. This is an honor, and I just want to be able to continue to help as much as I have been. And I'm just thankful to be a part of the city and the team. Thank y'all.
Thank you for your. It's nice to see someone that has a smile on their face when you walk into the office. She does that.
So just as a reminder, our Employee of the Months are nominated through a committee and selected by the employees. At the end of the calendar year, we'll have an Employee of the Year. So we have anybody that's nominated throughout the year is eligible for Employee of the Year. So we do have that coming at the end of the calendar year. That's all I have, sir.
All right, well, you're up, you're still up.
All right, so today, the next item on agenda number 2 is department reports. On the phone today, I have Debbie. She is there with the financial report that I believe you have in front of you today to review. Debbie, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so to start out, the report is on page 2. We have the revenue, and with the year end fast approaching, we're kind of decreasing the amount left to receive. You can see we kind of over-received ad valorem taxes by around $64,000. And then we've gotten a little bit extra on the non-ad valorem revenue, and those would be like for docking fees and the miscellaneous items that we collect for. But we're doing really well on the general fund. Water fund, right on target, we have around 10% left to collect. The sanitation fund looks a little wonky because we have $195,000 that we used from prior year surplus to buy that garbage truck. So at the year end, that'll true itself up. So it's just an accounting thing that happens at the end of the year. So that's why that looks a little odd. And then sewer fund and is right on a little better than where it should be. So we're going to be a little bit ahead of schedule there. And then the total. And then the bottom is just a breakdown of my type of revenue. And then just to note again that I don't include revenues for impact fees since they're restricted, or any of the prior year refund expenditures. So, is there any questions about any of the revenues?
Debbie, how do you over-collect ad valorem tax?
We received prior year, some prior year penalties and interest, and then remember we budget 95%, so there are some, I think there's a part of that is from the prior year, and a part of it is we've just collected more than we budgeted since we only did 95%.
Okay. Thought somebody tipped us. Okay. I
We do accept it, so we're okay. Okay, so moving on to expenditures. Again, you can see we're pretty good on target with where we are based on the month and a half left in the fiscal year. We still have the jet payments that are going to be coming due for the water and sewer. So those will be coming in September, which will the amount of money that we have left in the expenditures for those two will decrease. It'll go back down to where it should be for this time of year. So that's why those two funds look a little higher than normal, because we haven't made the debt payment yet. That'll be coming out next month. And again, the sanitation, that's just because we have that $195,000 garbage truck that's refund of expenditure. But everything was pretty much on target. If there's any questions about any of the expenditures?
On the sanitation and fund expenditures being a negative, that's only because of the trash truck? So having a month left is not be an additional on that?
No, we should be fine. Once the we do our year-end close, it'll true itself up, and so the audited numbers will be you'll see that true up on the financial statement.
So it's going to true up to the budget or below the budget?
We're taking that money out of the prior year surplus, so it'll decrease the bottom line.
Thank you.
And then we'll go on to the cash balances and other questions. And this is for the period closed to 6/30. Nothing's really changed. Our deficit in the sewer fund is shrinking, so that's good. And then on a dedicated account, Doug and I have been talking. about presenting some projects so we can use some of the funds and some of the designated accounts, like for paving and maintenance or any improvements for pier or anything that the capital improvement plan that Doug's preparing kind of can go against. Because we do have a lot of money that's been sitting in the utility tax fund, for example, that it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to try to figure out some projects that we can spend some of that money on. And then our impact fees kind of fall in that same category. Since those apply strictly to growth and to expansion and increased services, it's something we definitely want to talk about next fiscal year. Any questions about the cash?
No, we're good.
Okay, all right, the next page is just the tax. It's just kind of a lull with any new tax. Everything, the audit's still ongoing for fiscal year 21. Our target still for our schedule. With the year end approaching for this current fiscal year, next month it will wrap up the process for that, and so that will be added to the tax. We also received the other half of our ARPA money, which is at $278,975. So that's going to be part of a designated balance. You'll see separated out from the next financial statement. And then, since we received it this fiscal year, we'll have to do another budget amendment to recognize that, because it does change our bottom line. It will increase the revenue. So that's something that I guess on the last budget amendment workshop we had, that was a change of process. We're going to start doing budget amendments as they come in. So we'll be presenting one of those at the next council meeting for first reading. Any other questions?
When is our scheduled budget hearing?
I have that as an agenda item to talk later.
Okay. Never mind, I got it. I could. 9:14. Okay. Questions for David for finance? Okay, David, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Devin. All right, Mr. Mayor, next on the agenda is Public Works Report. I've got Tommy Davis here to present this morning.
Good morning, Council. Good morning. First, I want to give an update on the trash pickup for Labor Day coming up first Monday in September. We will pick up on Labor Day just as a normal work day. So let everyone know that that won't change. Trash picked up on Monday. It will continue to be picked up on Monday. So this will be the last biggest weekend we have as far as our holiday for this year. When I'm talking about trash, I want to tell the council that the sanitation guys appreciate y'all voting and getting us a new trash truck. It has really worked out very well. The guys, we've got more capacity on it. We're able to pick up more trash with it, and the guys are looking forward to, in the future, getting a second one like that. So, and we do need to keep moving forward with the city growing like it is now. We're going to have to expand. Also, I wanted to bring up, we poured a pad down at the boat ramp yesterday for the garbage dumpster that sits down there. We have two of those, one on 7th Street and one at the boat ramp. Would like to remind everyone, please do not put anything in those dumpsters except for trash, household trash. We're having a lot of people putting building material in them, they're putting metal in them. For us to be able to continue to offer this service for the citizens, we need to make sure that we don't put anything in there that could tear up our garbage trucks. So if you would, please make sure that you just put household garbage in there for us. We would appreciate that. Also at the boat ramp, we got the boat wash station installed. It is put in. The only thing we're waiting on right now is just getting the programming for it. Once we get that, it'll be up and running. $5 for 7 minutes. Credit card, just swipe your card. You can flush your boat motor out, wash your boat, whatever you need to do. But all that is installed, just like I said, waiting on programming. Road
When is
work.
that scheduled?
What now?
When is that scheduled for the program?
Any day now, we're very close. It's just the coordination for the modem, the wireless router, so we're close.
Yeah, the equipment's all put in, we're just waiting to get the programming where when you swipe the credit card, we get the money and somebody else don't. But that's the only thing we're
He's
waiting.
got a cover that he wants to put over the top of it and stuff, but we're very close. I hope within a week or so, as well. Julie's shaking her head over there, we think we're pretty close.
Throughout the city, we're
I figured
continuing.
somebody over there would be figuring. Okay.
Yeah, we're continuing to do a little road, patching roads and stuff. We made an improvement on 13th Street, cut out a bad corner there and poured that yesterday. So we are patching different places throughout the city. I want to give an update on our grass cutting. I met with Guff County last week, Raymond Hart, and on 386. Guff County owns all of 386. We've been cutting Mexico Beach side for quite a while. They're going to step in. They have a lot better equipment than we do. They're going to start making a pass down through there to help us out. We'll still continue if we needed to work on some of the ditches, but they kind of want to take back over what it actually belongs to them. So, but we will continue to do what we need to do as far as any of the houses that's along there that we have citizens that live on there. Stormwater update. I noticed you probably noticed GCUC is still working down 15th Street on stormwater. Also, my guys are still doing stormwater in different places, putting in pipe over on Maryland. Got a couple of new houses going up that we're going to be putting pipe in, so we are addressing those as we get to them. Dredge update. Troy and Nick have been dredging. We've dredged for about 3-4 days now. The canal's opened up really good. We're progressing around to the west side so we can get that done. We're here about the end of turtle season. Won't be long yet. That'll be over, and our hopes before November the west side's completely open. So that'll get us in good shape for the winter months. That's when we get the most backwash coming in anyway. So we should have that done. And of course, we're grass cutting throughout the city. Hopefully, we're getting to the end. Summer will be over here for long. We can get a break. But my guys have been really, really good. People always ask me how long does it take to cut the city. Well, we start on one end and we go all the way to the other. And as soon as we get through down at the boat ramp, we go right back to Magnolia and we start again. And all summer long, they cut grass. But normally, it takes about 3 or 4 days to go all the way through the city. So other than that, Public Works is just doing what we normally do. And that's keep the city running. Anybody got any questions?
Tommy, on the trash truck, I actually saw the trash dumper work. That takes the load off.
Yes, sir. It sure does. Especially when they got a lot of watermelon rinds and cantaloupe rinds. Poor guys. That's right. Yeah, it's worked out really good. And like I said, the guys, just wanted y'all guys to know that they appreciate y'all that you're doing that. That was a big expense for the city, but it's something that the guys on the truck really appreciate.
Thank you, Tom. City looks good.
All right, Mr. Mayor, thank you. Next on the agenda, I have Lieutenant Williams here from the Sheriff's Office to give you an update. His taser's working. He scared me with it earlier today. So, you know.
He was a little sleepy looking, so woke up good. All right, everything's been running pretty smooth and everything since Councilman Smith's been out of town. The golf cart mafia and the rest of the riffraff has kind of been laying low since their leader's been gone. So it's been a very, very nice time.
That's the same report I got too.
Yes. But no major incidents to report on going on here in the Mexico Beach other than just general, traffic and stuff like that. I'll give you a sheet there. It's got June of this year. It's got July last year to compare with July this year. And cost for service in July was 253, miles patrolled 11,516, traffic stopped 64, citations 9. Warning citations 69, so I guess somebody got a couple whenever they got traffic stopped there. Four arrests and 2 traffic accidents. But other than that, everything's running smooth, and if y'all have any problems or anything, I'm done.
Question? No comment?
Please.
Let it go. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. We had Bo making jokes last week. This week we've got Lieutenant. So next on the agenda, I've got Atkins. Ryan's here to make a presentation.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
If you want to pass them. Start off just giving the payout amounts we've got. We got over $1 million since the last time I was here. I know it's been a little longer than I normally between visits for me, but still a good amount of payout. That pushed us up in a payout overall on the public assistance funds to over $84 million, so that's good. We also just got word, this one's a little complex to explain, but we had gotten funding for the police fire to do that structure as a safe room when we finally built it through the HMGP program. That was only 75% federally funded, so the city was going to have to kick in 25% match. But we also applied through the CDBG-DR program to cover that 25% match, and we just got word that we will get that 25% match. So we've had that routing through too. So once we figure out the police fire stuff on the public assistance side, we will have the funding to upgrade it to safe room standards, which is good. On that note, on police fire, we've had a lot of meetings over the last couple weeks, going back and forth with FEMA and FDEM. We have made some progress, getting some agreements from the FEMA side in terms of things like the elevation of the structure and all that, but we're not all the way there, so we've still got some disagreement on those issues, and we're going to keep pushing forward, try to keep hashing those out. But I did want to let you guys know that I think in the past, I have felt like we haven't been making lots of progress, and we have made a little bit now. So I feel like we're starting to head in the right direction, but still some steps to take. We got an RFI from FEMA EHP, which is the environmental historic preservation folks on the jetties. We responded to that. So that process is still going through environmental for the jetties. And then last, we got an award and an agreement through NIFWIP. As you guys remember back, David was part of this doing the survey out in the marine for the marine debris removal. That was just for phase 1 to do the surveying and all. We submitted for phase 2 a couple months back, and we did get word that we're going to get awarded the phase 2 funding to actually pull that stuff out of the Gulf there. So just got that yesterday. That's about $500,000. So we'll be looking forward to, probably not going to get it started like this week or anything like that, but we'll be looking forward to start trying to get that project rolling before too long here in the next couple weeks, months. Yeah, that's all I got on the overall summaries. Happy to take any questions.
Question? Right?
Yeah.
Did you find out anything?
No, I haven't yet.
I asked yesterday. We had they told us that we were going to get something by July.
We'll talk about the pier here. Yeah, so we're still caught in the environmental reviews and other agency consultations on that. So yeah, I don't know that we're going to get a solid answer just because the Army Corps doesn't tend to give solid answers on timelines in terms of when they're going to get things through their review. Just have to be honest about that straight up. And part of where we're at now with that project is, we have a little bit more ability when things are on our plate to push forward, and even FEMA's, we have a little more ability to try to push. But when we do all these, when it gets caught in EHP, that means they're consulting with all the different federal agencies that have jurisdiction over it and over a project. And when you do a project out over open water, there's a lot of agencies involved and a long timeline because there's so many different rules and acts that apply to that. So we're stuck in that, and unfortunately we're kind of at their mercy in terms of timeline. It's just the general idea of that one.
This may be a question just for me, but
yeah.
The 25%, you're going to 100%.
Yep.
In dollars, what is that?
I think and don't quote me on it 100%, but I think it's a $1.5 million to do the entirety of the safe room.
Okay.
They call it like a wind retrofit or safe room retrofit.
Second question is on the safe room. That's part of the full complex.
So it's like a piece of the complex. We haven't gotten through all the way through design, but essentially it's for like city workers and staff who have to like stay through the storm. It's not meant to be like a safe room for like citizens or anything like that. So we just carve out a piece of it that could house like essential workers that would need to be here during the storm.
It's nothing we get started on until we get
Correct.
on it.
Yeah, it's part of.
All
Yeah,
right.
sorry, I see what you're saying. Yes, it's
Thank
part
you.
of that facility. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ryan.
Okay, moving to number 3.
All right, Mr. Mayor. Number 3, ordinance 790 is here for a second reading. We have gone through the reports as discussed at the last meeting. I have Lara here from the Planning Collaborative to answer any questions should you have related to the fee schedule. We brought back the clean copy as promised with the changes I described the last time. So staff recommends approval.
Okay. Yes, I see that it's cleaned up as discussed at the last meeting, so if there's a motion to read a title on it?
I'll make a motion to read ordinance number 790 by title.
Second.
We have a second. Is there any comments? Anyone out there have any comments on ordinance 790, the fee schedule? No? Okay. We have a motion second to read. Call the roll, please. Or read, I'm sorry. I'll get with it. Please read.
Ordinance 790. An ordinance of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, amending Ordinance 730, increasing the city's fees for development orders and similar approvals, which were originally set forth in 33.07 of the City Code, providing for severability, providing repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing an effective date.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve ordinance 790.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Pollak?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Welly?
Yeah.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Okay, moving on. Number 4 is ordinance 791.
Before we go to the next item, sir, if I could just take a point of personal preference here. I'd like to we met Lara. We also have Carly with her today, who is part of the planning collaborative that's going to help us with a lot of our projects that are going forward for P&Z. She'll be doing staff reports and things going forward. I just want to make sure the council knew who those two faces were, so if you see them in City Hall, that's who they are.
Okay.
Is it striped shirts, uniforms?
All right, well, thank you guys for that very much. The next item on the agenda is ordinance 791. It's related to the height measurement seaward of the CCL line. This is in for second reading. We have this item that was presented last time in detail. Nothing has changed for the second reading. We will move forward. Staff recommends approval.
All right. Is there a motion to read ordinance 791 by title only?
Make a motion to read ordinance 791 by title only.
We have a second? All right, is there any discussion on ordinance 791? Anybody here will comment? Please read.
Ordinance 791. An ordinance of the City of Mexico Beach, Florida, amending 2.0204 of the Mexico Beach Land Development Code regarding height measurement, providing for severability, providing for repeal of ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve ordinance 791.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Pollak?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Welly?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Thank you. Number 5.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Last time we met as a council, we discussed a preliminary plat approval for 715th Street. which is identified as the cottages of Paradise Cove. This item was tabled by the council to come back with further review. Staff has gone through several items that were asked to be discussed. With me today, we have, on behalf of the developer, we have David Risen, who could speak to the questions and answers related to some of the items that you guys brought to his attention related to the development. The biggest changes that I want to make sure I recognize is we did have it reviewed by our floodplain administrator. They are here today also to present and answer any questions. Their report is included in this packet, the requirements that are be done before the final approval. And the developer has also made appropriate recommendations that those 6 lots that are on Paradise Cove would now be the larger lots, as we discussed last time, but they would have a minimum house square footage size of 2,000 square feet. So this would mirror the houses on the other side of the road. I believe this is was brought up by the residents and you guys in the community to be a sticking point for it. So they have met the requirement. And without any other questions, staff's available for more questions.
Okay. We will open the public hearing on, this is a preliminary plat approval for 715th Street, cottages at Paradise Cove. Are there anyone here to speak? Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, hi, because I live currently on the other side of this. I am Pam Chapman. I live at 108 Paradise Cove Boulevard, which is the current houses that are existing. So we just have a vested interest in knowing what's going on. Like, I'll just be repetitive on this. We're excited about development, but at the same time concerned about drainage. So that's what we have concerns about. So I look forward to hearing some of the answers or input that you all have tabled and we have here today. So do we get to hear some results on the floodplain because they have changed?
Sure, we can do that. We can get.
So thank you. We appreciate
Dana's
it.
here that can address her report if you want. For those of you that may be here for that.
That would be great. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Is there anyone else have a question, or is it mostly floodplain that we're all still concerned about? Or Dana, if you would help us out just for the record.
So you want to make the distinction between stormwater and floodplain. So we did not analyze the preliminary plat for stormwater features. We did analyze it for concurrence with the floodplain ordinance. We have a few findings. However, the nature of preliminary plat is that it doesn't have the same level of detail as final plat. So we've called these out. David's aware of them. And he has time to address these issues before final plat approval. We do recommend that if you decide to approve preliminary plat, these be addressed and come back to us for review prior to final plat approval. Most of these items deal with being able to determine what the flood elevation is in the unnumbered A. So because this property is, the development is greater than 5 acres, it requires an engineering analysis to determine what the base flood elevation is in the unnumbered A portion. And then our other comment was for the pieces of the property where there's development within the shaded X, 500 year, we just need some additional topographic data along the roads to determine whether we're meeting that freeboard above 500 year flood, or I'm sorry, above the road for the requirement within the 500 year flood elevation. And then the last comment we had was regarding fill, just bringing that to everyone's attention, but specifically David, that in order to be concurrent, we have to comply with that fill requirement in the ordinance. So really not anything earth-shattering at the moment, and David has plenty of time between now and final to address these issues. So that was our recommendation.
Okay. Thank you, Dana. What she just discussed is also outlined in her report that is attached to our file. So, as is noted, a preliminary plat, it is customary that we recognize the developer and other parties that have an interest in the floodplain review, that they are made aware of the findings and they have time to provide that data prior to final approval, which must be done. So, David, you have any comments? You are aware, you know what's been given on the developer side, so you.
Ben has a lot of faith that we can get it figured out.
Okay. All right, are there other questions? Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Is this, I think when the citizens came before, they were asking about the stormwater, the runoff. Is this going to be addressed?
I can.
Yeah, that, we can do that too. We can do it all. Come on.
Do that. I think Clint found the plat from the original Paradise Code, and based on what it said, the road was always dedicated to the city. That was one of the questions that came up. Was it an HOA ownership or was it the city?
Right.
It was the city. I believe Doug found the original engineering plans from McNeil Engineering. That was 90 or maybe early 2000s when it was originally developed. What it appears, based on the survey that we did for this parcel, it appears what's out there is somewhere in between what was designed and what was existing. It wasn't necessarily built per plan, so to speak, but initially everything from Paradise Cove is flowing back behind the houses to that stormwater pond. So over the years, grades might have changed, pipes probably got clogged, so there could be some issues going on with that. There were easements between the houses that are supposed to have ditches that run between the houses that go back to that stormwater pond. You know, if they're not there, obviously that will slow the water down. That'll keep it from going where it needs to go. In the FEMA work that we've got coming up, the pipes on Paradise Cove are scheduled to be replaced. So when they went out and did the video inspection, they found an issue with them, so we called them out to be replaced. So that may help as well. But I mean, until you'd have to go out and survey the entire development to kind of pinpoint the exact problem of what's going on.
The pipes are across the street that are being replaced, as well as down the side that runs to the creek. What's the name of it? Sorry, Cypress Creek. It splits off both ways, so it has the opportunity to go both ways, which does help that development.
But those pipes that are being replaced really would just capture what's on Paradise Cove. Because the way the lots are graded, everything basically from that edge of pavement is supposed to be going backwards.
Correct. So we think we have the infrastructure in place, so we can make some corrections with FEMA going forward for the new pipes that are going to be happening. Other than that, we didn't see any kind of issues.
Okay.
I have one. And I think you tried to explain it to me. With the other development, the dirt pile, we had, our main issue was the drainage, the runoff. We was trying to get different sized pipes to make the drainage run more. And on this one, we have crown of the road that runs down the road.
Right. It's an inverted crown, so basically all the water will flow from the gardens to the center of the road and then down the road into an inlet that's located at the center and takes it to the stormwater pond.
That's to me, just for me now, the pipe would be a lot better than running down the middle of the road or down the road, which I know the city does. For development, it would be, but I would need you to talk about that and explain it to me a little bit more.
I mean,
or why this one is this way,
right,
and the other one was the other way.
I mean, it's the difference between we call it an urban section or a rural section. I mean, it's been used for years. It's nothing that we invented. It works.
It's going downhill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as we can get it in one channel and going downhill, we're good.
I had a note that we're building on one side of the road and the residents are on the other side. The water from your side is being pumped over to that side of the pond, right? To the other side?
No. So the water from our side is staying on our side of the road. It's going toward the edge of the page to that stormwater pond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then the mayor had talked about maybe doing some work on the residents over there, on that side.
I talked about that now's a good time to look at what issues, let's say there was no development at all, period. Are those folks are we providing them the best, are our ditches clean, are the pipes clear? Or just things that we can look at before this development starts to ensure that down the road, we don't compound a problem that may exist today.
Okay, so is that, and it was talked about who's gonna do that, whether it be the city or would
Well,
you
it's a
guys?
city road.
Right, correct. Would we do that or would?
No, we would do what is already there. And FEMA's, it's recognized that FEMA pipes are gonna be replaced. That was part of a FEMA project that we citywide. And from what I've talked with Doug, the grades, some of the ditches, the flow is doing what it's supposed to do on that side of the road. So, and their water is being contained within their development. Question?
So, under the staff recommendation, it says require developer to mill and pave Paradise Cove as a stipulation.
That's correct.
So would they also do the inverted crown to that road at that time, or just mill it and pave it and put it back as it is?
No, it'll go back as it is. The only reason is because we're making the utility connections on the road, so they'll end up cutting that road 5 or 6 locations. And then when they come back, we'll just mill it and put a nice fresh asphalt.
Just want it to look better than it did.
Do you have a question, ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
Let me stay here, go
Yeah,
ahead.
you could just speak, man. Is it for David? I mean, is it?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
Not
go
sure.
ahead. Let's find out.
Thank you so much. No, and there again, just so you all know, currently the water does not just go downhill. It sits. If we have a dry spell for weeks and we put in irrigation, it sits right there on our line. So that was my concern originally. If they have water and they're not kicking it over to their pond, I just wanted to ensure, and I couldn't quite understand David, but I want to make sure that his development isn't going to go over to our pond, because our pond can't handle it. His development water's going to his pond, right?
There you go.
All right, thank you, because I couldn't quite hear, but that makes sense.
Okay.
And we're getting the new pipes,
Yeah,
we're
they're
going to
gonna
make sure
repipe
it's
that.
clean. Are you guys doing the road, or, I mean, the road's kind of crusty, it's old,
That'll be the mill and overlay that'll happen after.
so you are taking care of that,
The
not the city, not us, we don't own it, it's you. So, okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So at the end of the day, it might make it better.
Correct.
Yeah. There
We
you go.
hope.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
All right, where are we? Preliminary plat approval, 715th Street. Any other comments before we move on? All right. We'll move to the table for a motion or further discussion on the preliminary plat approval for 715th Street.
I make a motion to approve the preliminary plat approval for 715th Street.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Pollock?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Welly?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes. Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. The next item on the agenda is change order number 2. It's related to Mexico Beach Cemetery.
Excuse me, let me stop you on it. In the record, in the minutes for preliminary plat, it needs to be noted that there are the conditions of the.
Yeah, you should put in there the contingency.
The conditions, that really should have been part of the motion. If we can make it part of the minutes, I think it's board approval here that we need to recognize the need to comply with the floodplain management stipulations.
Yes, sir. Will do.
Incorporate staff.
Yeah, just incorporate that in the minutes. Okay, moving on.
Sorry about that, sir.
Right, so go ahead. Number 6.
The next item on the agenda is a change order number 2. It's for Mexico Beach sanitary sewer mitigation. This is the bowls that we put in underneath the manholes with USSI. This is a FEMA project. This project came in under budget. We came back, they have completed the contract, and we want to do a deduction change order to reduce it by $8,683.54 and work towards closing out this contract. Give this county city administrator the authority to close out this contract for $60,618.
Any comments or any public comments about this particular item, number 6? Change order number 2. There's a decrease. All right, is there no comment? Go ahead.
Did we do this to every one of our orders? Every one of ours got the little seal going to them, I mean the plastic. So, not every one. That's true. I thought we were going to do every one of them.
They found a couple that weren't on our list also, so there was kind of a...
We did what was the FEMA survey
I just
showed
the
that.
one I found that we had one in it or checked, so I just didn't know if that was, we just missed it or we just, if FEMA is.
There was some that was covered up, some that were damaged. We do have access over as soon as we can make it up, we'll do it now, we can basically have those on hand and then we can do the work.
So we do have extras, is what Lynn's saying, and they now have all been GPS, so we have them all located. So if Mr. Smith has one that we didn't get done, we can definitely get that covered up. We have extras left over.
Okay.
Biggest majority of them, and I want to say it was like 400 done, probably, I'm guessing 20 something that wasn't.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we gonna look at those that weren't done, or are they not an issue? They don't need a new seal?
We have a plan that we can work towards getting those lined up in the agenda. There wasn't any more work for these folks to do within their scope, so.
Okay. All right, is there a motion?
Make a motion to do the change order to decrease the contract price by $8,682.54.
So. Have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Packard?
Yes.
Mr. Pollock?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Welly?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
All right, number 7. That's you.
That'd be me. Did a lot of talk and discussions about the town hall meeting, forums or whatever. I am certainly for a town hall meeting. I think citizens need to be able to ask questions and be informed. My only concern goes back to the Sunshine Law, where it could be totally innocent, it could be screwed up. Therefore, I would suggest to have a town hall meeting with all the council present. The citizens ask all the questions they want to ask, and it can be answered, where people will be protected by the Sunshine Law. I've been doing this for 8 years. I've been to every type of ethics class, even 2-day classes, whatever. It's dangerous. It could mess somebody up if some is going to be voted on, whatever, and somebody said or whatever. There's too many chances to get messed up. So I would propose to have a town hall meeting in the afternoon, 6 o'clock, so people at work could come and have all the council present. I'd like y'all's comments of what y'all think about it.
Is this in reference to the meeting that was set up already?
Yes.
I think that's not true. Is this okay for me to come up now?
Yeah, come on.
All right. Of course, you guys know me, Michelle Miller, living in Avenue. I understand Bobby's concerns, but I can guarantee that the way that this meeting has been set up, for people who don't know, we do have a
Citizens Forum set up for Sunday the 28th at the Driftwood Inn from 2 to 6. And this meeting was set up in compliance with the Sunshine Law. There will not be any 2 council members in the room at all. The citizens will have their time to be heard, and we are not expecting to have any voting or answers. Just their discussion, just like if me and Mr. Wolf sat down and had a discussion. This is the same thing. Mr. Wolf and I can have a discussion. Mr. Wolf and this whole room can have a discussion, and we're compliant. He is compliant with the Sunshine Law. Okay, so I have a feeling that there's some kind of rub here, which I have been educated on what a rub means. Like I said, the reason we're having this is because in the past we have requested these over and over again to be ignored. We need to be heard.
When have you requested that?
Oh, just like 2 weeks ago, and right here, I requested that the council consider citizens forums, town hall meetings, whatever you want to call them, workshops.
Okay.
It should be in your minutes, because I think I read that to make sure it was there. We need to be taken seriously, and I don't think we're taken seriously. I don't think that we're treated with respect a lot of times when we come up and talk. And I think we try, really, every citizen, I've never seen a citizen come up here and really be ugly or disrespectful to the council. And sometimes I feel like the council's not listening or respectfully listening. They'll look down, they'll do other things, they'll not have
We're talking about
our attention.
okay, we're talking about whether or not we want to have a town hall meeting.
Okay, well, this came up because Mr. Pollock had emailed me his concerns means he didn't accept the citizens' invitation to our meeting on the 28th. So I'm just clarifying that his concerns
Now you
are not.
understand my concerns, and I'm sorry.
Do you understand
I'm
that
sorry,
it's
your
in
guarantee is
the
good.
Sunshine Law?
But if somebody is broken, it is not you they're going back on. It'll be the elected officials. It is my concern for elected officials be protected and still allow the citizens to have their say.
Yes, and we greatly respect the idea of y'all starting to do this, because really this is to get your attention that we are not going to sit here and not be heard, because we have multiple times, just in the past year, multiple times asked about citizen forums, so we could be heard.
Well, Michelle, whether we have this meeting or a meeting that you had requested, I don't see where, I mean, I accept to go to the meeting, I'm okay, you're the citizens, I listen to the citizens, that's fine. But in this case, where you asked for a meeting, you're saying you asked for a meeting with the council, with the citizens, and I guess we didn't conform to that, okay? So we could eat some crow and say that's fine, and schedule a meeting, and probably be a little bit safer than
And I'm not
situation.
I'm not saying we have been hurt. I know you've not been following a lot of this in the past years, but one meeting's not enough. This needs to be something that is done monthly, at least once a month with the citizens, for you guys, not only to hear each other, but hear us. We got a lot of smart people here in this community, and they can bring something to our city council. And that's all we're asking, is to be heard, listened to respectfully, and, honestly, none of you would be sitting where you're at without citizens, because it is an elected position. And just, because
Ms. Miller, we don't need you to tell us.
yeah,
that,
that's very
okay?
respectful, Mr.
All right, if you have anything else to add?
I have one more thing to
Okay.
add. I do. Mr. Wolf, thank you so much for your service. I've been extremely, extremely pleased with you being on our council.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good.
Anybody else concerning this forum thing?
Just me, I don't care either way, I'll attend either way. If I'm the only councilman in the room, I don't have any concern about the sunshine law violation, as I go to Music in the Park and all of us are there and people talk to me there, so. I'll attend both, or neither, or whatever's planned.
Okay.
Okay, I go back to the council as a whole, asking, would you be willing to have a town hall meeting in the afternoon, after 6 o'clock, so people that work can't be here, with the council people present, to make sure that it's a legal form?
Look, I don't have a problem. Here's my issue. Let's just talk about this. It comes to us as if we're not hearing or listening to what people want us to listen to. And to me, for me, that's simply an incorrect statement. I answer every email, I answer every phone call, anyone that has a question, anyone that goes to City Hall. I don't know of anything, any information that these people cannot get. I would much prefer a city council forum than I had a one-on-one, not knowing what I'm going to be listening to or what I'm going to be asked. I'd much prefer us as a group address our citizens than 1 hour of each of us to go and sit and I think that's a much better way to answer the people that they have questions.
We absolutely agree, Mayor. We absolutely agree, and we have requested that multiple times.
Well, okay. I'm not going to argue with you, for sure. I'm not going to argue. I like the idea of a city council forum at your request. I can tell you there is absolutely, for me, no reason to have one once a month. I can tell you that. I want to clear that up. That's unnecessary. But I will certainly agree to listen to whatever it is that you folks have to say or concern. I would hope you would have already tried to find whatever information through City Hall that you would want to answer your questions. But I prefer that. I prefer a town hall meeting with us set up and let whoever wants to come.
May I ask something, sir?
No, just a second. We're going to get. So that's my thing as far as going. I'd rather us as a group put out a town hall meeting and we all be there. Or whoever.
Yeah, my feeling on it is I don't want to insult the citizens by not sitting and talking to them, but the forum and the rules and everything else like that, I think my first thing that I said to Ms. Miller was, are we okay with that? Is this a problem? We have a forum already built. We're asking to have a citizens meeting. I'm all in on that, but I'm all in on this group together. That would be my choice, but we haven't done that. So.
Again, I'm good with either way. My only request is that the citizens, they scream at the council, but bring some solutions, bring some, let's try and keep it a little more positive instead of being yelled at. Bring ideas and complaints, not just complaints.
Well, I'm going with the flow. I got an open door policy with me. Y'all know where I live. You got the phone number. Don't mind you coming to the house. Don't mind you coming to the little jobs I work sometimes at. I do not mind. And I don't mind answering questions if I can answer them. I'm gonna do the best I can. If I don't know, I would find out the right answer to give you. And I'm not, either way is fine with me, because I think Ms. Miller told me, but we didn't have to answer no questions. Just sit there and listen. But then again, I'm just like what Adrian said, beating on me, I need the right word, but tell me what I'm doing wrong, that won't last long.
I will guarantee y'all this will be a very professional, very controlled meeting.
Okay.
So I guess instead of saying that we want to do one, let's plan one. I mean, do we want to set a date to do it, to show that we aren't going to?
Of course, it's a good thing here, and I would love to set a date, very soon, and within the legal way of doing it. I'm sure we have to have a put on notice, and all this other stuff.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, if I can. We have five Tuesdays in the month of August. We could do on August the 30th, we could do a 6 p.m. meeting. That would be a week from today at 6 o'clock at night. If we need to have it urgently, we have other meetings coming up the first after Labor Day. So if you wanted, however you wanted to schedule for there, but we could advertise it in time to have a meeting for next week. It would be nice to have some topics that we could have for discussion as opposed to just an open forum, but it's up to you if you want to recommend anything.
I'd like to do more open forum because it's their meeting, not ours.
That's a week from today, what you just said.
Yeah, it would be next Tuesday night.
That actually works on the calendar.
Tuesday night? We just happen to have a fifth Tuesday this month.
In place of original meeting, is that okay?
It was just a blank day.
Oh, no, I'm not saying anything about that other one that was scheduled. If you guys, if we wanted to schedule one as a group, we could advertise it in time.
Well, if we schedule one for us, then I would assume that Ms. Miller and the people would be willing to just come to that meeting. That's what I would.
So our forum is set up, we are going to be at our forum. Whether you guys are there or not, we're gonna be there, it's gonna be taken down and served.
Okay.
It's gonna be, sent to y'all, so it will be, open record, public open records for you guys.
Okay, all right, well then, let's set it for next Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Where is it?
Mr. Mayor, we would hold it here.
Yeah, hold it right here.
We don't.
We can hold it out there on the pickleball court. It can be anywhere. But right here is a good place. It's set up, we got chairs, we got everybody. So, all right, we're gonna set up a forum in response. I want to be clear for me, in response to the request from Ms. Miller and her group. I've had no request from anyone else. So, I'll just assume that there's others that she's speaking for. We'll set it up for Tuesday, 6 o'clock, right here.
I can handle that, yes, sir.
And we will advertise it as such, and we'll move on. I won't be at your Sunday meeting if I'm gonna be here.
Well, may I ask if any of the rest of you who have agreed to come, which I really respect.
My point was to meet the citizens and answer the or do whatever I could do to listen, okay? And I think this forum is a better forum, it's the right forum, that's what you asked for originally. So I'm going with the city's agreed to it, and I'll be right here.
Okay. Mr. Whalen? Mr. Smith?
Well, you can talk to, we're not taking a poll. Okay, thank you. All right, we're gonna be, we've set a forum, we've set a date, we'll advertise it, and we'll be here Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
Does she cancel it?
I didn't hear you.
Don't you make it up?
Well, no, we can make,
No.
we can make it.
All right, moving on.
Mr. Mayor, before you, did you have a question about the meeting?
No, I just don't have any two of you show up at the same time unless it's properly advertised.
Okay.
And therefore, the moment I
No, we know that's on us. Ethics law is on us. Okay.
The next item is up agendas for me, Mr. Mayor. Discussion, proposed final hearing date, just as a reminder, just for your guys' calendars and just so you guys understand, going forward, on Monday, September 12th, we have a P&Z meeting at 6 o'clock. It doesn't affect this table, right? On Tuesday, the 13th, we have a council meeting in the morning at 9 a.m. On the 14th, which is the Wednesday, we have a 501 budget hearing, which is our first budget hearing. So that's up through the 14th. So this item on the agenda is to discuss the second budget hearing that we have to pass the ordinances. It also has to be at 5:01 p.m. and I have a recommendation for that. So we have two options. We have Monday, September the 26th at 5:01 or Wednesday, September 28th at 5:01. Currently, we have a meeting on Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. So we could have it the Monday night before that meeting, or we can have it the Tuesday night after that meeting. Monday the 26th or Wednesday the 28th is the question for a 5:01 final budget hearing. It takes about 15 minutes.
I'm for Monday. First.
Yeah, that's good.
The night before the meeting? Anybody else got an opinion on that?
Monday, I teach rules and ordinances.
That's 20 minutes.
That would be the 26th, Mr. Wolf, at 5:01 p.m. And I'll make sure you guys get notice on that. But we needed to talk as a group to pick that date. And I think we can get it advertised. It has to be 10 days after the first meeting on the 14th is the reason for that. All right, so if everybody at the table is good with Monday, September the 26th at 5:01 p.m. here in these chambers. Okay. That's all I have on that item, unless you have any questions related to the budget hearing.
Okay, thank you. City Attorney?
I don't have anything, Mayor.
Nothing? Okay. Administrator reports?
Just a reminder, City Hall is closed on the 5th of September for Labor Day. We will be picking up trash, as Tommy stated earlier that day, on the regular trash service, so that did not change. And that's the only update that I have for you, sir.
Okay. Council members? Rich?
Just a couple things, sir. Just maybe you just give us a quick update. Anything we know about Sweetwater?
Currently, Sweetwater is going through the review with the Army Corps. I just spoke with Mr. James yesterday related to the canal that's going around. They have, with the depths that they're allowed to do, as well as they've got their trip study, that they're making the final tweaks to that. You may have seen some trips going on around town, so they're checking that. They're ready to come back for final approval, for final plat approval, but they have not set a date with me yet.
15th Street, air pile.
That's supposed to come back there. We did reach out to them a couple different times because the contractor is supposed to secure that dirt and make sure that the runoff is set accordingly so it doesn't run off into the ditch, or they have to seed it and cover it or move it. However, they have to reorganize it. We reached out to the engineer, SCE, 2 weeks ago, and they're supposed to be coming back with a plan through the engineers. But that has to come back for final plat review as well.
They're going to give you a plan to allow it to sit there?
They're going to give me a plan for what they're going to do to make it so it doesn't run off. They either have to hydro seed it, I don't think that's the word, they have to seed it so that it doesn't run off into the ditches or the roadways in a certain amount of time. So we've asked them for that.
Golf cart signs?
And those are in. Tommy has the signs in about the golf cart for the low-speed vehicles. We have to get those up on the streets, but they came in the end of last week.
Thank you. That's all I had, sir.
Okay.
Bobby, today is primary day, so anybody that hadn't voted, which I hadn't yet, but I will, please get out there and vote.
I had a couple of little things. On 15th Street. The bridge. Yesterday I was going that way, and we're gonna have to do something. And it's and people was coming around there 2 or 3 kids, and they had the little wagon with the coolers and the umbrellas, and a dump truck was coming this way, and I stopped, so he had to stop, and the people had to get off the bridge. I really don't know what we can, and I've tried with the little group that I'm in to try to get something done, and we can't do anything. And I want to give Mr. Marty. Marty, is that a county road or a city road?
City road.
City. I really don't know what we're going to, but that's
Pedestrian bridge across there, is that what you're talking about?
I can update a little bit. So the DOT study that he's speaking about through the TPO, has moved through the feasibility study. I'm supposed to hear something back at the end of this month, first of next month, on the next steps for that project. Nothing's going to move fast enough unless we do it ourselves. But it is going through their progress because they've identified that they want to make it a 6 or 8 foot wide path so that they could have multi-use path all the way around 15th Street as part of their plan. It's not part of the 98 plan, but it's part of the plan for the Blue Greenway Trail system so that they could have people off of the highway. I understand it's not going fast enough. It's on my radar every day. I agree. But it is moving forward. We have asked for money. I did ask for more money again from appropriations for that to be covered. So if we get the money sooner than DOT gets done, yes, we will move forward faster than DOT does it.
Well, back when I was on TPO, one of the biggest concerns, they said, you don't have a school. You didn't have a school, they wasn't worried about us doing the sidewalk or a path. So it's probably gonna have to be the city project to do so.
You know what the worst part about them is they said, if we'd have had some fatalities, it might have helped our thing move faster. That's the worst thing they could possibly say. And that's what they say. We didn't have any reported accidents at that location or something serious, more serious than that. So the pictures, and we've walked them on that trail, and it's on a priority list. It's just,
We can push that in appropriations. We can make it one of our priorities. I mean, it is, there's no question, Jerry's right. That might be something we did focus that.
$300,000 is what I asked for, and twice now I've asked for it. So I think that, Jay Trumbull and those folks that are running, I have reached out to those folks about getting some information and pushing it forward as well, because it's a safety public.
Do this, send Jay's email address out to the council.
We got
I talked to him.
Okay.
But send that out.
I will.
Everybody in their own words can shoot an email to him. He's running for senator now. He's still
appropriations. So.
He's still there.
Still there, yeah. I think that'd be I just wanted to see if we could get some. I ain't thought about maybe, since I thought it might have been a county road. I don't know what made me think that was a county road.
Well, it was. The county gave it years ago.
I mean, we could go before the Bay County and see if they could help. And I know we
appropriations going to be our best bet. It's a low enough number that they might, but it won't hurt all of us to do that.
That's a start. That's good. That's all I got.
Motion for adjournment.
Oh,
wait a minute, we got a hand in there.
Oh.
Sorry.
How do you?
I thought someone was going to cover this under his report.
She's right.
Well, you got a price.
I made a mistake.
Do you want to start?
I had two things that I didn't read.
You can start.
Kimberly's already up here, please.
Okay, so a couple things. One, the CDC would like to relocate our Music in the Park to Parker Park if the city would be so gracious to bless us with leaving the restrooms at the park through the month of September.
I think that's been covered.
We can absolutely do that, yes, sir. They're taking over to test fit. We can bring it back. We'll have it there for our events going forward.
But it's official now.
Great, because I already have the new poster. So, here's the new poster. And then, second, the Book of Face has lovely caused a stir with Christmas and tree lighting, and I have elves who are at work diligently trying to get some things underway. The event is December the 4th. It's always the first Sunday in December, and I know the city has some diligent elves that have a tree to prepare. So just want to see, in moving forward with the location for Christmas, if there's any heartburn over anything at all, if we can relocate it back to Sunset Park where it used to be prior to the hurricane, or if the city feels that it needs to go somewhere else, we are more than willing to support and advertise that as well.
I feel like the Sunset Park has always been where our Christmas decoration is, and it should always be there.
Okay.
It's a beautiful sight.
Okay.
Small traffic. I mean, I agree with you, but I don't think it'll hold people. I don't know where. I'm not saying where, but I'm just saying. That saying on the park, and where you sit out there in chairs, the log trucks coming by, and we just hope you went straight. And you talking about Christmas. I think we got, how long, let's just, we got very much to talk about here.
That's just one day.
Thank you.
Go by. Everybody's always pictured our Christmas decorations there. Wiley does a great job. I'm sorry, I mean, I'll be part of Sunset Park up there.
We know that last year the golf cart parade has tremendously grown and reached a new height of expectation. And so that is a discussion that I feel myself, with my involvement with Christmas, Tracy got us with her involvement of the golf cart parade, and Doug, and then Lieutenant Williams. Don't turn away. Don't turn away. Could sit down and have a conversation regarding that aspect of the event. Maybe it becomes a 2-day event and we have a tree lighting golf cart parade on one day and the tree lit is another day, and it's a 2-day affair, and Santa can possibly be at both because inflation has caused toy making to go down right now, so you know.
All of the golf cart people need to be at the tree line, not after the tree.
Well, this evening we got our tweaks and stuff, but we could work this out. So, and that's for an off discussion thing, because yes, but we could figure something out for sure with that.
So everybody get together, hash it out.
Yes, sir.
I'm good.
Absolutely.
Why don't you meet with the powers that be
Okay.
in the Christmas event
Okay.
and offer us what you want to do?
Offer.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
No, that's fine.
You don't want us to make our decision. We need y'all to come and say, here's what we want to do.
We can definitely do that too.
Yes, sir. And I think that
I have
would
no
be
opinion on the matter. That's just it. I'm fine with whatever. The date's already blocked off on my calendar. I've got a tentative poster created, so whatever works best. Yes.
All right, let's let her, are you good?
Yeah, I'm perfect. That's it. Thank you.
You got it.
I'm glad you came.
I know you are.
Hey, would you stand up? Tell them who, come up here and tell them who you are and who you with. Keep just sitting back there.
Okay. Well, my name's Andy Biondo. I'm from the Office of External Affairs for CFO Jimmy Petronas. Basically, what we do is we get constituents who have issues with insurance companies that they won't reply to you. You can contact us, and then we'll put you in contact with the proper people that you need to speak with and everything. Some of the other things we do is just attend events like this, build a contact list. You know, the chief has just put out something pertaining to the IRS, which I don't know how many of you know about, but he's just trying to build a better Florida, and we're just a contact so we can help you people get in contact with people at the state level. So that's basically what we do.
I'm glad you came.
Thank you.
Glad you come to the Sunset Park Ribbon Cut.
Yeah.
So he
Jeremy is a great guy. He spent like an hour or two talking to me. I'm new at this job, so if you notice my voice is a little flexing, it's because, you know, I haven't done much speaking in public, but.
You did a great job. Hello, Jim.
And think about a bridge on 15th Street. You can get money, I know you owe the money. Get your bridge on 15th Street. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Andy.
Thank y'all.
I apologize, Mayor. I had it on my list. and I missed it.
You said you had something.
I did have one more.
Go ahead, let's get it all done behind.
That's my first.
Sorry about that. Pardon me. I know. I got flustered on that other one. I know. I totally did.
All right, where we go?
I'll make it very snappy, sir. So we are running into a point now where we have some parks that are being proposed to being built that have some bathrooms in it, aka Under the Palms Park, Sunset Parker Park, excuse me, are two of the ones. Canal Parkway is nearly finished, but the restrooms, you know, has been piling up. And as I went through the budget this year, I looked at the dollar figures that we're spending on porta potties, and I think we can make better use of our money. The porta potty, each single one costs $175 a month. So locations during the summer months, we have two. So you're looking at approximately $300, $350 a month to service those items. I went and looked at these with Tommy Davis this last week, and these are actually in stock that we can get them, you know, tomorrow from over in Weewall, a local vendor. This is a two-person restroom that would mount to our existing concrete slab that we have. Would hook into our existing water, sewer, and electric lines that we have on the site at Parker Park and Under the Palms Park. Each one of them is approximately $5,500. I'm asking for your approval, and you'll see how they ship. They ship in the whole box is put together. Everything inside of it is taped down, and then we install those items. They're very similar to the ones that we have at Parker Park right this minute, but they're not air conditioned. They do have a fan that keeps them cooler. We don't have to have, we keep them clean ourselves. We already keep the other ones clean. So I'm looking for your approval. They're $5,500 a piece. I'm asking for not to exceed $6,000 of the ARPA money that we have to purchase at least one, if not two of these. I would prefer to see two because we are a year out from completing our restrooms, in my best guess, at Sunset Park and Parker Park. The bathrooms at Sunset Park right now are moving to Canal Parkway after the Music in the Park events in September. So there will be no restroom. We have to be back to putting porta potties there and paying for those out of our budget. I would like to see us move to this route. Nice flushing toilets, nice fans going. It has power in it, so at nighttime we can secure them with a lock as well. Tommy Davis and I did everything but test them out, but they are in fine shape, and I think it saves us money in the long run. And I recommend that we at least start with one, and then make sure that it works as appropriately as we think it was, and we can add a second one. Or if you'd like to start with that one could go in Under the Palms while we still have one going on at Parker Park. And then if the one goes really well at Under the Palms, when another one comes into the vendor, we can buy a second one, or I can come back to you for your opinion.
Are these permanent?
No, these will be temporary. So after the bathrooms are built permanently, we could take these and move them somewhere else. We can use them for special events. We could put them on 8th Street. We could put them at the bathrooms on Canal Parkway. Anywhere that we want to install water and sewer, or we already have water and sewer, or we use a tank for our water and sewer to go into, they can be used. They're not going to get thrown away when it's over after a year.
So if they're in line to sewer, are they bolted down?
We bolt them right to the ground so they don't blow away. It's got anchors all the way around. It's basically a Connex box, a small Connex box, converted into this bathroom. Very clean, but it does look industrial at some point, but it looks way better than the blue porta potty all over town. I think it's a step forward for our restrooms. It saves us money in the long run. Do you know the cost? And I explained the cost of an individual porta potty at $175 a month. This gets you two in the same spot.
I'm trying to think where we have plumbing everywhere we put our porta potties. Do we have plumbing?
Pretty close. 8th Street.
Boat ramp.
Well, we don't need any more than boat ramp.
We got to, but we don't ever need any extra because of fishing tournaments.
Yes, sir. We do have capability to attach them to a few spots there. Yes, sir. We can set ourselves up for that going forward. 8th Street already has bathrooms there.
8th Street, and okay, we got my park. We got a thing. We got the park.
We've got the corner of Canal Parkway where we used to have restrooms. I'd like to see one go there eventually because I'm working on converting that into a parking lot. there where the restrooms used to be on Canal Parkway for boaters or people going to the jetty. As the Canal Parkway gets done, there'll be more parking out at the end of that street on the corner.
So wait, you want to have 2 different restrooms on Canal Parkway?
Eventually, I would think that we could have a spot for one there at the corner of Canal Parkway, at the parking lot.
I vote for that one. I'm just asking.
So, where'd you come from? I'd like to start with one. He has the ability to get me 2 of these. If we wanted to do 2, I'd be glad to do 2, but
They haven't seen them, but speaking for the ladies, or my wife, I should say, when you've got the dual sign up there, the man and woman sign, the ladies like just the ladies sign.
we can handle that, sir.
After they see these, they'll want the.
I can handle that with the male
But
female
that's
sign.
just speaking for my wife.
I would think, yeah, I can handle that sign. With your approval and use of the ARPA money that we have that's available to use for these, I would recommend the purchase of 2, and I could get the 2 parks up and running ASAP.
I'm for
That's at 278 that you just got.
That'd be 11.
I have some left in the first one.
55 and 55. Good.
What do you want to say?
I asked not to exceed 6,000 because I need to connect them all and fittings and anchors and.
So the 60% and all that will be within Arkansas.
Yes, sir. All that would be covered under that.
Go for it, too.
I'm in favor because every time I go to Express Lane, I get asked where we're getting toilet over there.
I'm in favor of 2.
Do we have a hookup at 8th Street?
It's still there.
Used to be.
There used to be one now.
Used to be.
I hadn't suggested to put one there just yet, but I was going with Under the Palms and Parker Park.
Beach.
Beach before Under the Palms.
It looks
No,
like.
I want it under the palms. Yes, and under the palms.
Under the Palms is
One
where we
before
supposed
Parker.
I don't have anything at Parker Park after September 30.
So we got the 4 spots. I need one time too now.
Well, I think as this, how about this? How about as the season winds down a little bit, we do Under the Palms at Parker Park. As soon as we make sure that all those are going well, we add one at 8th Street. We don't have to have it until later on towards the holiday season. I can bring that back to you for 8th Street.
So talk to me about the money.
All right, so the ARPA,
You throw this ARPA money out.
so we have approximately $3,000 left in the ARPA money that's left in the original ARPA money that we received, because during the budget process, we identified several other places where those would go, like 50 to the trash truck. The remaining, so we have all that allocated. There remains almost $3,000 left of the ARPA, the original $278,000. That's not earmarked for anything by the council. So we could use that first 2,900, I think is approximately, and then the additional ARPA money that we received this week would cover the remaining of the 12,000, so approximately 10,000 out of the 278.
We're spending it before we get it.
We have received it. We have it. I looked at the financial report for some other opportunities, and I couldn't make it work based on some of the designated funds and how they're identified.
I would be for it, but I want to see that on paper. I don't want to hear you tell me about it. I want to see where that money is.
Yes, sir.
For me.
Okay, I can email that out, or you want me to come back in 2 weeks, or how do you want me to do that?
I know it should have been part of this, because it's not, I'm just telling you like it is. We gotta do a better job of you bringing things to this table that are not in the budget.
I understand.
Okay?
I understand.
Okay.
I'll bring it back in 2 weeks.
All right, anything else? Motion for adjournment.
Okay.